Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you part 2 of a replay between Argos and the STC here on Metalopolis. Now we do see a large number of Zerglings and Banelings now being hatched over here. STC does know about this, but back over here they're just dealing with the Broodlords too much. Broodlords on both sides and us constantly splashing damage. Siege tanks destroying their own SCVs, and now Marines trying to get underneath there. Is it going to work? Not quite sure. Broodlord has a decent amount of armor, with one armor taking a lot of that damage from those Marines. Over here, Banelings, and now Thor is trying, but Banelings just running in. Are they going to be able to take down this? Yes. Down goes the planetary fortress as Broodlords continue to just rain down Broodlings on top of this map over here. One Broodlord down to 17 hit points, but still those Marines just constantly taking damage, and the STC is in trouble. More Zerglings now is trying to surround, trying to take down this Thor over here. Oh, not taken down, as there are, a group of SCVs constantly repairing this. So 4 SCVs and a mule repairing this Thor, and that Thor with 33 kills. Back over here, the Broodlords have finally been taken care of by a group of Vikings. So Vikings finally in play. Harvester count, we are now sitting at 1840 minerals versus 828. So STC is definitely in trouble, as Argos is now able to mine out of this high yield mineral expansion. This side over here is also being mined out as well. Argos realizing that he is currently mineral locked, not supply locked, not mining out of these two extractors just quite yet. Back over here, we do have a Hive Tech and the Greater Spire. Still no level 1 weapons upgrade, but these Ultralisks are nearly completely upgraded. You can take a look at that. Now level 3 Carapace upgrades for those Ultralisks has been completed. Level 3 weapons upgrade now being researched as well. So we're going to have a 3-3 Ultralisk along with more of those units. Another Nidus Worm now popping up in just a second. Zerglings coming in, trying to deal damage toward this expansion over here, taking down that SCV. Now this command center will get cancelled, one shy of being completed. Back over here has been completed. Now SCV is trying to repair it, but that is just going to be a waste of 400 minerals there, as Zerglings now swarm and surround over here. Back over here, Marines, and is this another Nidus network? No, that's just an Overlord. Back over here, ArgosZentih in the center of the map, not even mining from this location. I guess he's scared of siege tanks on these Zelnaga watchtowers, as now STC desperately holding on to this center location, calling down mules, trying to even up, and we have another Nidus network. So another Nidus network coming in over here, and as more Zerglings come in, trying to take down this one of those reactors. So now one of those Vikings are not going to be able to be doubly produced, and now Nidus Worms now popping out. Overlord, Zerglings, Ultralisks need to pop out of there, but no, not going to be in time, as those Zerglings quickly get taken down. And taking a look at there should be another Nidus Worm. Where is that other Nidus Worm being spawned? Is it here? No, here. No, here. ArgosZentih now spawning another Nidus Worm, as Zerglings trying to take down this expansion that's currently being built. Marines coming in, and now in pops another Nidus Worm. So Nidus Worms just all across the map, constantly dealing damage. Level 3 weapons upgrade, more Corruptors being trained, Overlords as well. Not quite sure why, as he is currently supply locked at 200. Thor needs to drop in and try to take this down, but in come these Ultralisks, and Ultralisks will be able to just start shooting this across the map. Zerglings taking that down, and this Nidus Worm at very, very low hit points will be able to continue to spawn more and more units. 13 hit points, and now continue to come back out. Another Nidus Worm popping up over here, so the STC constantly dealing with worms, as this Zerg swarm invasion so difficult to stop. Another one over here, so just mass Nidus network across the map. We do have some Ultralisks now coming their way, gonna start destroying some of these siege tanks. Marines are upgraded 3, so they are able to deal 3 damage per shot against one Ultralisk, but still STC having a hard time. Wow, and STC able to barely hold off on that attack. STC's army is just not mobile enough to deal with so many of these units. Taking a look at the unit combination, we have 6 Ultralisks, Broodlords, Queens, and just so many units. Taking a look at the Harvester count, 84 Harvesters for Argos versus the STC's 57. So loss-wise, yes, Argos has taken more losses, but it doesn't matter since he's also mining more at this stage in the game. Army-wise, we do see that it's fairly even, but as both sides continue to mine out, we do see some long-distance mining, as STC is now nearly mined out of this high-yield mineral expansion. This expansion over here is not fully saturated, and this one is not even up and running. Over here, we have a skeleton crew of SCVs mining out over here. Marines placed strategically all across the map to try to deal with this, as another Nidus Worm going to be popping out in just a second. SCV is going to have a horrible day, as an Ultralisk moving up. No, not for some reason moving up there. Now going to try to take down this command center, as this Ultralisk quickly getting taken down by a group of Marines, as these Ultralisks are not fighting for some reason. Not quite sure why they're not engaging. letting these Marines, another Nidus Worm popping up in just a second, able to take that down as more of these Ultralisks just chomping their way on these Marines. And back over here, we do see more Broodlords pushing in. Broodlords versus Ultralisks, or Broodlords versus Thors, and now the Vikings finally coming in to join in on this fight. As now the Vikings finishing off that fight over there. Metavax Marines in the air. Army of STC is still larger, but it still feels like ArgosZentih is in control of this game, constantly putting pressure as Zerglings now starting to swarm this location here as well. Taking some damage here, but there is no reason to try to take the center high yield mineral expansion any longer, as there is no minerals there. Back over here, one of these missile turrets will get taken down. Zerglings, however, now swarming and will be able to deal a lot of damage. These are upgraded 3-3 Zerglings. They're going to be able to peck away at these SCVs, take them down so quickly. Command center upgrading to a planetary fortress will get that additional 2 armor, but it will be too little, too late, and down it goes. Vikings may try to land. No, not going to land as Marines come in, and now we have another planetary fortress here coming in just in time. Zerglings pecking away. Planetary fortress has that 3 armor, able to quickly finish off the rest of those Zerglings here. And taking a look, we do have Mutalisks, Zerglings, Ultralisks, and just constantly more units being trained up. And now level 2 vehicle plating and level 2 armor plating for those units, for the Terran army. The Terran army definitely needs them. And as those Zerglings who do a lot of small hits are just simply eating away at those Marines way too quickly. Back over here, Marines still constantly trying to make sure that they do not lose these 2 starports. Those 2 starports, absolutely critical, absolutely huge. There may be an issue though. ArgosZentih has no way to take any additional expansion. This expansion would be way too difficult to try to hold. And this expansion is really deep in the territory of STC. If Argos continues to mine and is unable to really get some critical hits, he may mine himself to death, even though he's mined out half the map. Back over here, we do have a large number of Broodlords here. There is that Nidus network. There are a couple of drones not mining over here. There are probably can be transferred into this location in order to try to increase that mining production. Harvester count 2,200 versus 12, 87 harvesters versus 44, and Vikings now on the move. Vikings do not have any air upgrades. So if those Broodlords actually got armor upgrades, those the damage on those Vikings would be reduced significantly from 13 down to 12, and maybe even down to 10 damage a second. If we actually saw some of that research, we now are getting groove spines and the missile attack as well. So we are going to start seeing Hydralisks. Hydralisks, a very, very strong counter towards those Vikings that are in the air. But the siege tanks that have that level 3 weapons upgrade are going to simply be able to rip through them. We now finally seen some sensor towers as Overlords now move across the map, and now Overlord moving away. We see a Nidus Worm now trying to be built as this Marine trying to shoot it down. Back over here, another missile turret being put into position. I suspect another Nidus Worm to be put in over here as well, as Vikings are now going to hunt for that Overlord. Overlord not going to stand a chance. Pop, there it goes. Back over here, we do see Argos not able to mine out of here because of this siege tank on this high yield, on this El Naga watchtower, to quickly just denying that expansion there. Burrow now being researched. And now also Broodlords. Level 2 upgrades are nearing completion by this time. Yeah, have been completed. 190 units a time as these Marines are just constantly looking around. We do see another Nidus Worm. Where is it though? Where is that Nidus Worm? Over here. So another Nidus Worm being built over here, and that is going to be another bad sign. Nothing in the Nidus Worm just quite yet. No, are we going to get all those units in? Are they going to start swarming in? Yes, they are going to start swarming in, and they should be unloading in just a second, and out they come. And this expansion is going to have, or this starting location is going to be having a very, very bad day, as the STC is going to lose some of these very, very key buildings here, taking down some of these buildings, and in comes some Marines. They're going to get taken down. Zerglings now just running rampant through the base, going hoppity skip. Zerglings also just trying to take down this expansion over here. However, Vikings now quickly moving over. Broodlords quickly getting taken apart there. However, that refinery will get taken down unless it is being repaired. Over here, Zerglings and Ultralisks just continuing to deal so much damage. Starports now lift off so that they do not take any damage from those Ultralisks. Ultralisks gonna hide in that Nidus Worm once again. So hiding back into here. Nicely done. Not too many units in that Nidus network as that one is being taken down. We do have another command center being built over here at the 1 o'clock starting location. So STC is starting to just claw his way back into this game. You can see that the harvesting is starting to balance out. 1,400 versus 1,100. And I believe ArgosZentih, who's really, really strong in terms of macro, gonna lose an entire fleet to Broodlords, or of Broodlords to Vikings. And that's gotta hurt. Metalopolis now gonna join the fray and quickly get destroyed. What a horrible, horrible sight. However, Marines now, Overlords getting taken apart there. And the army of the STC so much larger. It looks like ArgosZentih's macro is starting to fall apart as he's not able to micro his units nearly as effectively. And now the game is starting to switch towards STC. STC playing a great game so far. Metalopolis trying to run in and now trying to take down some of these Vikings. Vikings, however, trying to do that shoot and scoot. And Metalopolis quickly coming in. Now in comes a Nidus Worm. That Nidus Worm, however, will get taken down by this Marauder that's able to just shoot it down there. There are still some Metalopolis in the air. And now, the rest of those Vikings are going to get taken down. Down goes that last one. And now in comes another missile turret. Metalopolis being forced to pull back. Production-wise, level 3 infantry upgrades another planetary fortress at this location. Are we getting the level 3 armor upgrades? No, not getting the level 3 armor upgrades just quite yet. This mineral patch will be mined out in just a moment. This location still has plenty of minerals as well. Army-wise, 6,000 versus 4,475. Production-wise, more Zerglings, more Corruptors. And yeah, things are not looking good for Argos. Argos needs to change up his strategy even further. We do have these Metalopolis, but these Metalopolis are not upgraded at all. So trying to fight Marines with 3-3 Marines with unupgraded Metalopolis is just a horrible sight. But these Metalopolis now quickly in position. Perhaps they should have just held position to try to take down some of these units here. But one starport will get taken down, and now more Marines coming in. Those Metalopolis being forced to pull back. And wow, rebuilding another one. That reactor will get destroyed, however. I don't think SCC is keeping track of the reactor to repair it. Back over here, we do see some more Metalopolis. Metalopolis could have taken down these Vikings very easily, but I'm really going to think that the issue for Argos is that he does not have the 3-3 air upgrades. Not having the 3-3 air upgrades is absolutely huge. Vikings now getting destroyed as well. Marines coming in to join in on that fight. Marines dealing so much damage with that stim pack and upgrade, but in comes another Nidus Worm, and now Roaches joining in on the fray, and another Nidus Worm coming in over here. So are these Metalopolis going to come in and try to deal damage to this planetary fortress? Metalopolis over here, Ultralisk here, and now they're all going to get stuck up there, but Marines having too much armor and too much weapons, able to deal so much damage. These Metalopolis are only dealing 6 damage per attack, so that is a 33% damage reduction. Meanwhile, they are dealing a 50% increase than your standard 0-0 fight. So that is why so many Metalopolis are falling. Argos really needs to figure out how to spend more and more of his minerals. He needs to start spawning larvae and try to perhaps create a lot of roaches, create a lot of Zerglings. But the army is just so large for STC. Argos, about 3,000 mineral army behind at this stage in the game. And what's also funny is he's also sitting on a 3,000 mineral bank. STC only sitting on a 600 mineral bank, but he is supply locked. We are now getting a nuke, and we are getting Terran building armor. One of the things I love to see a Terran player do against a Zerg player is get that additional +2 armor. It really reduces the amount of damage that Metalopolis and Zerglings do since they have that fast attack rate. As these Broodlords now just running head on into a swarm of Vikings, these Metalopolis are not going to be able to do anything as they quickly come in and to their death here. Down one Broodlord trying to finish off some of those missile turrets, and now more Overlords over here and trying to do more patrolling. Another reactor being built, but really the army and this game belongs to the STC. Unit combinations, Banelings, Roaches, Corruptors, and a lot of Zerglings. However, we currently have a nuke. I do not see any ghosts though, so I do not know what he plans to do with that nuke. As another Nidus Worm going to quickly get destroyed here, and really need a Nidus Worm in this area to try to take down some of the key production buildings. Stay tuned for part 3 of this replay between OGS's, the STC, and ArgosZentih here on Metalopolis.